Hello, everybody. Welcome to Into the Score. My name is Avishai Darash. I'm your host for this podcast. How's it going? You're doing good? You out there looking at us? You know what we're going to talk about. Arts, culture, and anything that comes in between. What makes us tick, what makes us cry, what makes us live. And today I have a very, very, very interesting person with me here. Gustavo Ruben Valenzuela.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming and doing it. How are you?
Very good, very good. And you?
Great. Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry that I was a bit late.
That's okay.
I had issues with my car.
It happens.
Yeah, it's like I just put it on and I was like, oh no. And it's like we have to fix
You are
it.
here.
But I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Gustavo, take me from the beginning. You have such an interesting story. I mean, just before we started the podcast, I was asking you, about you were born into, your mother was a teacher and your dad was working in a hospital and you went to study finances. But take me really from the beginning. What is the thing that brought you into acting and doing what you're doing?
Well, I actually went to a theater and drama school in Argentina because, I don't know, I always was interested for theater, for acting. And it was a very different time. You have to imagine that there was no internet, no mobile telephones. So it was very difficult to do cinema and television at the time. So I did theater, and you had to go with a book. That was your CV with the old pictures, and try to sell yourself. And I was very lucky because I was 19. And I was in a club in Buenos Aires, and there was a photographer that saw something in me, the way I was dressed, I was dancing, I don't know. And he asked me if I wanted to do a test in his studio. And I did, and that's how I started to work as a model. And I did work in Brazil and in Argentina. And that's the reason why I came to Amsterdam as well, because I did a photo shoot for Marie Claire. And actually, I wanted to go to live to Paris and try my luck there. And I always told my parents, well, for me, Europe is a place where there are so many cultures, so many countries next to each other. I want to see that. I was always curious. So the moment I have enough money, I have saved up enough money, I'm going to live.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when did this come, actually, when you said, okay, when I have enough money?
I was 26 when I moved. I was on my way to Paris, but then I got a relationship. And I still have it after 33 years.
Wow, congrats, man.
And that's why I stay here. So at a certain point, I said to myself, okay, this is never going to happen. I didn't speak Dutch at the time. So I left it on the side. I did a photo shoot here and there, and I did also theater because I like it, but I never thought that I could do anything else with that. So I also have a background of finance. I also went to university. I did journalism and social communication, which I never really performed. So I did finance for a while until 2014, 15, that I was called by an agency for a TV program, and I did it, and I realized, okay, this is all changed. I still love it. It's my passion. I want to do more. Yeah. So I started to do more things next to my work, and it's only about 8 years, something that I stopped doing other work, and I work now full-time as an actor.
And were you doing finances to have security of income, or was it something that you really just
Well, at the beginning I thought this is never going to work, so I have to work in something. I did finance. And then at a certain point, the transition was really difficult because indeed you have, this much money I'm going to get at the end of the month, and I live with that. How I'm going to go to something else where I don't know. And then the transition was difficult. Sometimes you get jobs where they're really good paid and you have to save it up. And then it was a constant look at my agenda and say, I don't have anything, I have to look for something. And
Absolutely.
I felt like I was unemployed all the time, that you are continuing applying for jobs.
Yes. That's such a reality. I feel like across the industries that are of creative or let's say actually of stage, You know, you can have this amazing period and you're on a roll, and then all of a sudden it's like, I have I have 2,000 euros in my bank account, and I have no jobs coming. You know, it's like,
exactly.
what am I gonna do?
Exactly.
You know? And then like North Korea, you want to buy a kidney or something.
Well, you learn to live differently. You know, I always have money saved up, and then I know that there are periods when you get a lot of money because you have a lot of work to do, and there are periods where they become less, and then.
Do you feel that your background in finance taught you actually how to handle?
A little bit, yes.
Better?
Yeah.
Like to know, okay, this is coming, I need to, and also investing in that sense, and having, let's say, stocks working for you, or assets, financial assets that are working for you. And then, because, you know, I think that this is one of the things that a lot of artists are suffering from, is just financial illiteracy.
Yeah.
It's like, they for instance, they hit the jackpot, they make a lot of money. The first thing they do is they start buying stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And they create more liabilities for themselves, actually. Oh, let me buy a house. If you buy a house, it's a lot of liabilities. Yeah. It's not just, let me just buy it, you know? If you buy a Lamborghini, it's a lot of liabilities. And it makes me think also of you know, stories of people winning the lottery and then become even poorer after that.
Exactly, because they spent everything. Well, my mother was really brilliant with money, always. She was perfect. She was like, with this amount of money, she could do this, always. And I'm not as brilliant as her, but I learned to manage money and my financial situation. So I always have money on the side. Just for the moments that you know that there is no so much money coming in.
When the audition doesn't go through, or the role, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And was it encouraged also by your parents, the theater, going to theater?
No.
And going to no.
Well, they didn't. They never told me no, but they didn't really completely support it. I had a very strong will. So, for example, I have two younger brothers, and they always play football in Argentina. Mm-hmm. But I was not interested in football. My father always deal with them, and I was not interested. I was more interested in acting and do theater. Yeah. And they never told me no. And also, I paid the studies myself because I was working. I started working when I was 17 or something. So that's why they insisted you should go to have something on the side, just plan B. So go to university, we pay for it. So that's why I studied journalism and social communication, which I never really did
because I remember reading your biography about it, and it was saying that it was very tough back then in Argentina, right, to be a journalist. Yeah. Why was that?
Because we live years and years with the dictator as well. We have a lot of dictators, and before the democracy, it was really hard. I was working, meanwhile I was studying for a radio, and I was doing the informative flashes that comes every year, every hour. And everything was cut. No, you cannot write that down. You have to say this. So it was very difficult to work at the time. And maybe, perhaps, was also one of the reasons why I decided, okay, I don't want to do this in the future. If I'm not free to talk about what I want, maybe it's not something for me. And could have been a reason.
Yeah, because basically journalists, if I understand you correctly, back then they were more echoing propaganda or echoing like the agenda of the dictatorship in that sense. So it could have been you, it could have been someone else. It doesn't matter. You're just you're not really working on this creative, journalistic, investigating, and they cut everything, and then you end up like, okay.
Yeah. So at a certain point for me was not something that would drive me to do.
Yeah. No, I understand completely. And tell me your first week actually coming to Amsterdam. I'm very curious about it. Like, you arrived to Amsterdam. It's your first time in Europe, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And what is the impact?
Well, it was everything. It was so different. I left Buenos Aires. It was in February, so I left Buenos Aires with 31 degrees, and when I arrived to Amsterdam, it was snowing and was minus something. So that was already an impact, and everything looked different, and I really like it. Amsterdam. It was fascinated to be here. I was on my own.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided to. First I did the job. I already had connections to do the photo shoot for Marie Claire for the magazine, and then after that I decided, okay, I'm going to go out, and that's how I got in a relationship.
Ah, okay. So you just went out and then you met her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him, actually.
Him. Ah, sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So then you met him, and basically, it's so funny because that's also one of the reasons that I stayed in Amsterdam, because I met someone, and then it's like I thought I was going to go back to New York, and you also.
Yeah, it happens, right?
It's the power of the heart. It's the power of the heart.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like.
It's a very good and strong reason to stay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, I have to say, like, when I was doing the research, when I was studying your story, and I was like, whoa, this guy, because you have all these like really headshots, like very serious headshots, of, like some detective, you know.
Yeah.
And then I see you now, you're a very nice guy. You're like very warm and open, but your headshots are like very daunting, which is good because you give this like very strong character, you know, on the side and all this. And I always wonder what is the process of actors to simulate emotions? You know, because if I can ask you now, and you can just simulate it. You know, so what is the process behind that of being able to just put on that emotion?
I was recently in Morocco, in Marrakesh, doing a shoot for a film festival, and I also did a workshop to the people who are working in the shoot as well. Actors, they use a lot of things. They're not a lot of techniques. But if you think about it, for example, in the old times, in Greece or in Japan, we also use masks. So a mask could be a base, and we use body language. This is what I use to be an actor in my body. So. It depends. Sometimes you use your body language, sometimes you use technique. To give you an example, if I will have to cry in front of the camera, I'm a person that in my real life, I remember I cried maybe twice. One, not even when my father died.
Wow. Okay.
I cried when my dog died. I have a dog for 11 years, and he died in my arms. I also cried after a car accident. After that, because I think I was still in shock. So if I would have to cry and show you my real emotions right now, I could not. And I mean, you can imagine that if an actor has to go through a roller coaster of emotions every time, especially if you're doing theater and you have to be sad and cry every time and really feel that
7 times a week,
it would be horrible.
Yeah.
So you use techniques, and I use my breathing technique, and I also use the muscles around my eyes, and then when you feel that you're going to cry, you cannot really speak. So you use different techniques, and that's what you use to express emotions.
And was it something that you learned, because you're I can say disciple, but you're a student of the Meisner technique, right?
Yeah.
And was it something that you learned there? Because what you're saying now, it's so technical, you know? Like it took me a long time to be able to cry. I come from Israel myself, and we went through a lot of very, very traumatic stuff constantly that you suppress and suppress and suppress. And then only when I got to Europe, I could start releasing these things when I was in a more safer environment, especially also because it's a very militant society. And, you know, men don't cry, you know. That's always what I heard from my dad. Men don't cry. You're a man, you don't cry. You know, even half the school was blown up, you know. It's like, but when I realized that I could cry, it took me so much effort to let go of that mask of the man that I'm constantly putting, and then it came out. And what you're saying right now is very technical. It's breathing, it's the muscles in the eye, it's the face. Was it something that you picked up there in the technique?
I learned it in workshops. I learned it at the drama school. And I always said not everything that you have in a workshop or in a study, you can use it. You have to use it what it works for you, and that worked for me better. There is also a method acting. Method acting will tell you that you have to find something in yourself that hurts you so much. For example, if I will take when my dog died in my arms, and then use that on that moment. But it doesn't work with me because...
Is that the Stanislavski?
Yeah, as well.
Okay.
But it doesn't work for me because you also have to understand, and you have a lot of human knowledge, how our brains work. For me, a memory in my brain is a photography. If I look at a photo, it can make me sad or I can smile, but it doesn't make me cry. When my father died, I say goodbye to him, farewell, and then he died after I left Argentina. And my brother from the middle, he took a picture of us that I still have. I'm looking straight to the camera and my father is looking to that side. It's a beautiful picture, but it doesn't make me cry. It's just a picture. So if I retrieve a memory that hurt me in the past, I cannot apply it to the present. So I have to use some other things. And for me, work something very technical.
So it's the journey of looking for what fits you very individually.
Exactly.
Some people, the method acting works.
Yeah.
For some people, works what you
We
were
are all
saying.
different, right? So not everything will work for you.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is that you, as a viewer, as an audience, are convinced that I'm crying because I have pain.
Exactly. And are you doing a lot of? I'm just so fascinated by this. Maybe my questions are very like.
No, just go ahead.
Do you do also a lot of tests in front of a camera in that sense to see yourself that the emotion is genuine, or
No?
You just, it's something that you feel and then you project.
I had this with. I was always very curious because I know.
Just 1 second.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I know how I do it. For example, I know that if I have to work on a character, for me, I started from the outside to the inside. The way I present myself to you as an audience, it will help me to work on a character. Whatever I said to you, if you believe already in what you are seeing, you will believe in what I said to you.
Yeah.
But I was curious how is everybody working like that, or there are other actors that work differently? So I asked a couple of friends, actors that I know, and Martin, for example, a friend of mine, he said, "Oh no, I work from the inside to the outside." That was for me, whoa. So it depends. Like I said, we are all different. So whatever it works for you, it's always the base is always the same. You have to do research, research inside of you and research outside of you.
Yeah. What is your process with, let's say you get a new script, there's a character. What is your process of creating that character?
First, research.
What does that mean? That's
there are like, I could think of 3 different categories of a role that you can play. When you have to play somebody real that existed or a real person. When you have to play a general character like father, like a priest, or when you have to play a fictional character, like I play in Marrakesh Jafar, for example. But you always have to do research inside of you, what you can use from your body, from your human language, from everything that you have in yourself, and outside. For example, for Jafar, I know that in me I have a very severe and sometimes arrogant position that I can take, so that I could take it for myself. But then I also have to do research. Who was this Jafar really outside? So I watched the cartoon of Aladdin. I watched the real movie with the real actor and see where was the strength of the character. For example, Jafar has the way he talks and the way he moves his hands, but also the way his voice sound, the way he articulates is really important and makes a character. So those are the things that you have to practice with and start working on it.
And how long do you take? I mean, of course, I can imagine that it changes from production to production.
Yeah.
But how long you would take, let's say, the most optimal time for you to say the character is ready? That's it. I can be on screen now, or I can be in front of the camera.
Well, it's a different process. You have to feel it, really,
Yeah.
because you won't believe it until I believe it. So I have to
exactly.
believe. I have to make it myself, and then before I present it to you as an orient. So it's different.
Yeah. And I mean, I asked it already, but do you do any tests also in front of people or something before that to see that the emotion correlates or the character is well put together? It's like, no, I just go,
Yes.
we do it. Okay.
No.
And was that always like that, or it just comes with experience?
No, it's the way I work. Yeah, I had, for example, another actor friend, Tom. He prefers to exercise the character, to do that method acting. So, for example, to give you an example, we were playing together as brothers, Spanish brothers, in a film that was somewhere in London in the 1600s, and I was the older brother, and we were looking for a guy to revenge, and he was a younger brother, but we both knew that probably we weren't going to survive, and he didn't want to be there. He was like afraid of me, but and the second time he didn't want to say it, but he was trying to convince me to go back to Spain, and we were on the set, but not filming at the time, and just wanted a cup of coffee, and he was just playing with that character all the time. For me, it was like, dude.
It's like
So
it's like with the stories I heard about Daniel Day-Lewis, that he's like so deep in the character that he's not willing to. He was like I read about him doing Abraham Lincoln, and he wasn't. He was just constantly walking like this and talking in the set, and not willing to use a phone, and not willing to sleep in a bed that was.
He does it very strong.
Yeah.
I not always do that. I can practice my character, but I not always do that, or not all the time.
Was it awkward when he was going into the character and you were like, dude, what?
Yes. I want to kill him. I just wanted a cup of coffee.
It's like, dude, the camera is not rolling. Chill.
Yeah, exactly. But on the other hand, sometimes I do it as well. For example, I remember I was doing a theater play, and I wasn't on the stage in the moment, my character, but at a certain point, I have to appear in a bar. You know, when the bar is at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, that is dead almost, and you have this occasional drunk at the bar, you know, like almost falling asleep, and then my character has to enter and start building a party. And I couldn't just enter to the stage and build a party, so I was backstage trying to practice that.
Getting the adrenaline up.
Exactly. So sometimes I use it, depends on what you have to do.
And how quick is it? I mean, now you just said it in correlation to that specific scene, but how quick do you need a moment to get into the character? Like, what is the time you need in the sense of you're on set, you get the call, you're going, and is it like immediate, or you need like a moment to get into it?
Depends. Sometimes I need a moment, but most of the time I could be doing something stupid here, and then I say, "Oh, we can film it." Okay, and then comes the mask and comes the raw.
I'm asking it because I saw a really, really nice series on HBO. I think it was called Marriage Story, I think, with Jessica Chastain, her name is, and whatever, beautiful redheaded woman. And how they filmed it was that before going into the scene, they filmed the actors coming into the scene, which was brilliant. For me, it was really. I think it was also with Oscar Isaac. He was the husband, she was the wife. It entailed their marriage story, cheating and all that stuff. And it was 6 episodes, I think. Really good, really great. But the thing that caught me the most was, you see Jessica, for instance, in the car reading the script. It's like, okay, and then she's running through the script. and she's in the car, like they drive her, and she knows it. And then you have like the roadie comes and tells her, okay, yeah, you need to be there. This is your mark. This is it. And she sits, and you literally see her sitting and transform into the character. So she was reading the script, she was checking. It was all like, okay, and she's saying this, she's grabbing a coffee, she's doing this, and then she sits and showtime.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same for you, that it's that? It's like, okay,
What
chaos,
I do,
chaos, and then whoop.
Yeah, what I do as well is I learn to refocus myself and to find tensions in my body and release them. So breathing techniques. I think it's important. When you're relaxed and chill, you can immediately take the position of your character, whatever you're going to do.
Yeah.
It helps me.
What are the techniques that you're using to memorize text? Because I worked with a few actors, more in theater. Sorry, and I was quite amazed by the how quick just they can receive it the same day, and it can already be good. You know, I mean, I'm a musician myself. I have my ways of like, okay, I know that this is happening here and this is happening, and then we go to this part and this part.
I work about like that,
like this.
Yeah. So I look it up, the words that they are key that I have to say, and then I'm trying to manage the text around it, so to make a complete scene, and then that's the way I memorize it, and yeah. I work it out until I know, and I work it out the scenes that make sense to me, that my character would play that I can make it mine.
Yeah, and is it like you get the script, right? And do you already visualize the scene and the emotions and everything that is happening in the scene, or is it first? How do you approach a script from the first time?
I'm imagining it, but I try to learn the text as flat as possible, not to give in my own interpretations and intonation. You have to also to work with the other actors, and you have to work with the director who is giving you directions. So I visualize how I think it's going to be, but then I keep my mind open for other suggestions, other things.
Okay, so actually, if I understand you correctly, you're coming pretty open. You have to be open, because if you're coming too fixed, you just
exactly. You will do exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you have to do an auditions after the COVID. Now all the auditions, they are mostly self-tapes, so then you don't have directions. You have to use your own interpretation.
Oh, really?
So,
I didn't know that this changed like this. So since COVID, they just accept now mostly.
Mostly they ask you to do a self-tape.
Wow. Okay.
I have very few auditions that they are live, but mostly they are self-tape. And I think at the beginning I was like, Jesus Christ, really? There's so much technical things involved, like the lights, I don't know.
Yeah.
But in any case, I think it's better because it gives me the opportunity to do more auditions. Otherwise, I will have to be traveling to different places.
Yeah,
and I work also very often in other countries, so it is easier. But since I don't have directions, I also have to keep my mind open to do different things. This time could be, being nice, but the second self-take, the second take is to be a lot less nice to you, for example, when I'm doing.
But you're not getting any directions, so basically, are you shooting in the dark?
You get the direction, but it's always open to your own interpretation as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And they want variations.
Yeah, because I guess, I mean, again, I'm asking these questions. I'm just very fascinated because I've never been in this. Actually, no, it's not true. I did do auditions for. I was in the panel for a play here in for like a musical that we wrote for kids.
Yeah,
I felt horrible doing this. Oh my God, I felt so bad. I felt so bad that I have to say no to people.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad that it's like they really need the job, and I'm just sitting there, and I need to check the singing. I need to play with the singing, and it's very quick that you understand when someone doesn't. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And being on the other side of it, being rejected from auditions or trying to get somewhere, I know how it feels.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden having this
I
position,
can imagine. Yeah.
I was like, you're so good, but it's just not
It's
going to
not what
work.
we are looking,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not what
yeah.
we were looking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, you know. And the director was just like, no. And I was like, you did great.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not what we're
Because
looking.
you always tend to think, well, it wasn't me. Maybe I should have said that or doing that, or it must have been something I do wrong. But it's actually indeed the other side. 99% of the times that is, you just don't fix in that picture in what they are looking for.
I remember really exactly a situation that I encountered. I was working with a dance company, and they had rotating dancers there, and the choreographer wanted to create this line with the dancers, and he put a dancer that was really ambitious in the front, but it just didn't work. And I even saw it like from the sidelines. I was the musical director, and I saw it from the side. It just didn't work because she was small.
Yeah.
So the choreographer saw it quickly, and he said, "Okay, I'm gonna move you to the third row of it." And she took it so hard. She was crying.
Oh.
She took it really hard. But it's exactly what you said. It's not about you.
Yeah.
It's about
The picture. Yeah.
it's about the picture. So I guess it requires a lot of work on the selflessness of I'm here to serve. I'm here to be of service of the vision of the director, of service of the vision of the script writer. But because we are individuals, I can guess that it's very hard to accept that rejection, to not make it personal.
Yeah.
You know,
How do you one
deal
of the
with,
most difficult things, I think.
how do you deal with that yourself if you get rejected from a...
It took me a long time to understand that is not always on me. And sometimes, for example, I just did an audition yesterday. And it was... actually, it was...
Was it live or...
No, self-tape. But it was with text in German. I don't speak German. So I had to do the Google Translate and repeat it 1,000 times. And for me, with the accent and everything was so far away. But I did it 1,000 times, and then the voice that you have been says, "You're not going to get this, are you?" I said, "Shut up. I will try it. I have to do it anyway."
I hate that voice.
Yeah, but you're not going to get it.
I hate that
Shut
voice,
up.
man. I hate that voice.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think it is very human. It happens to you. And I also remember a long time ago I did a video clip for Matt Simons. And I was very excited. And I said, wow, for Matt Simons, I want to do it. And then the director decided, okay, you are going to be second. I said, great. But with a board like this, with text. So you actually don't see my face in the video clip. And I was really disappointed. I said, okay, just do it.
Yeah. Just be of service instead of... Be of service of the concept instead of service of yourself in that sense. Yeah, because I can just... It's so... You know, it's such a... It's so subtle, the thing of being on stage or the thing of being in the spotlight, and it can get really quickly very confusing.
Yeah.
That it's about you.
Yeah.
But it's about the art.
I always said, I started in this workshop as well. Actors, they sing very often, oh, it's about me. But it's actually not about you.
It's also musicians.
It's about the story that has to be told. And it's about actually the other person, the one that you have in front of you, because we learn to observe, to listen, and then to react. But a lot of actors, they think, yeah, no, I am the actor. And this is my best side.
This is your best side, actually.
Yes, I know that. I know, of course. But it's not about me. It's about the story that you have to tell.
Yeah. Did you have a moment that someone was acting so good in front of you that you got distracted and was like, I forgot my lines, and this was so good? No? Okay.
Because in my head, I always think, okay, it's not about the actor that you have in front of you. It's about the story that we have to tell. And it doesn't matter who the other person is that I have in front of. Um, we have to play at the same level. So I had, for example, a Hollywood actor in front of me. I had Frank Grillo from the Marvel films, and well, he wasn't really nice to me because he didn't speak a word to me.
Oh.
And until the director said action, and then we interact, we did our scenes, and then he left without saying anything. But at that moment, yeah, I never feel intimidated by him, because if I would have been intimidated, oh, it's Frank Grillo, that maybe I would have forgotten my text or something.
Yeah.
But for me, was the actor I have to play with. We are at the same level on that moment.
Yeah,
if you want to be on a pedestal when the director said cut, fine with me. But on that moment, we were at the same level. And I always try to do that.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing. Once the camera is catching both of you. It's not that he is getting a better camera.
No.
You're getting
No. But also at that moment in my mind, we are telling the story. You're not more important than me, or I'm not more important than you. I also play with children. I play with a little girl as a father. We were two refugees, and she was dying, and you have to pull that girl to the same level, to play at the same level. I didn't feel like well, I am an adult, I am the actor. No, you have to play at the same level because we are telling a story.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have to make her feeling comfortable working with me.
Yeah, because I can imagine it's strange, like what you just said about that actor Fangri. It's what I find strange is that you have to connect, but then there's zero connection before the scene.
It happens a few times with me.
Yeah.
I always try to connect with the actor. I had, for example, for the Belgian movie, I had to play a sex scene with a girl I never met before with an actress, and so we tried to connect to the messenger, and then we spoke a little bit, and then when we were there, we just tried to make a connection because it was a very intimate scene.
Yeah. With 20 people around, probably, right?
No, it was only with the sound, the director, and the camera. The rest have to be out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Mostly they do that with. But you have to find some kind of connection, or otherwise, I find myself professional enough to do the job anyway. So if you don't want to talk to me or whatever, I had a couple of times. I don't know the reason why, but a couple of times it happened that the other person just didn't want to talk or didn't want to say anything. Okay, fine.
So strange. I find it so strange because
I also find it strange
because for us musicians, for instance, also I'm coming a lot from the improvising music, jazz, and like creative, on the spot and stuff. We really need to get along as people, because if there is some negativity between us, or even this like, are you okay, or what this, that is unspoken, it's going to really affect how we play.
Yeah.
And if it's going to affect how we play, it's going to actually damage the experience of the audience. I think one of the worst that an audience can have, of course it can have worse things, but is to see tension on stage.
Yeah.
Tension, but real tension, not between the characters, but between the people behind the characters. It's really...
you see that,
Yeah, you see that, and I wonder, how do you mitigate something like this if there is tension?
It's like when you see a movie and you say, "Oh, I don't believe that," because there is no really connection, and then it's something happened between the characters. Really.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow, I love this, man. I would just like to be like a fly on the wall, just to see the process.
Yeah.
I find it so interesting because acting has, and this is just my opinion about it, it's not has a little bit of a psychotic thing behind it, in the sense of what I mean with psychotic is you are simulating emotions, you are faking it's almost like you need to program yourself to feel something that isn't there for the scene, and to create something for the audience to reflect that back. Cry, like if you think about it, someone I remember seeing, for instance, Schindler's List, which is a very sad, very, very sad and heartbreaking.
I
and
love
all
the
that.
movie.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece. And you see him at the end, you know, Oscar Schindler, like crying about the fact that he couldn't save so many people. Or, for instance, that he was crying, and I was thinking to myself, wow, this is, how do you go through it? Or, for instance, Ray Fiennes, that he played the Nazi officer. That later on in interviews, he said that that took him years to clean the character off of him. And I find it so, it's almost like you're taking a leap of faith, because you're going into these emotions, and all of a sudden you have to disconnect. You
sometimes it's difficult,
Yeah, because I remember even when I was working with the dance company, we connected so deeply with dancers. We connected so deeply with all the musicians, and then the tour was gone. That's it. It's over. And I remember going back to the dressing room, just crying, like breaking. You know. We had like 50 plus shows. We toured all over the Netherlands. We went to Belgium, went to France also, and then it's over. And then
it happens when you do theater, for example.
Yeah, exactly. You do like a big, like a run. You do a run, and then okay, Welthuis.
I played in the past for in 2 films. It was a trilogy actually. I played an Italian bodyguard for a family, and in the first film, my character was really cold, you know, as a bodyguard. In the second part, I could go deeper into character, so he was more human. He was still a bodyguard, but he has more. You could have more empathy for the character because he had more feelings. And then I was really sad because I didn't get to play on the third part. My character died. But I can imagine that sometimes you go so deep into character that you feel kind of sad. Okay, it's over.
Yeah, I also read an interview with Skarsgård, the one that played the clown in It.
Oh yeah.
In the horror films.
Yeah,
I'm sure you saw it, right, Joao? Yeah, it's so scary.
Yeah.
I saw both of them in the movie theater, and every time a scary scene came, everybody was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
You feel this like, "Oh," and he was talking really about him being so relieved when it was over, because he could just stop doing that character, and he could stop isolating himself and coming in contact with these emotions. And did you find yourself also saying no to roles that were too much? Which was it, if I may ask?
I don't remember exactly, but nothing in particular. I said no many times when I'm not interested in the role. When I don't think, especially the role is going to mean something to me. It's going to get me further. It's going to be a new experience. Many times I said no.
When it's not that beneficial or not interesting.
When it's not that interested for me. And sometimes I make mistakes as well because I'm human. It happens to me. I applied for a role for Mocro Mafia for the serie.
Cool.
And they told me, the production, the agency actually told me, well, actually we presented you for the role, but the production wanted for a different role. They wanted for the bodyguard of Tia Maria. And I said, oh no, I already played in 2 films as a bodyguard. It's not really interesting for me, so no, sorry. And I said, no. And the agency said, oh, well, shame. But they went against the production and said, no, they offered me more money because they really wanted me to play the role, because they were looking for somebody from South America to play the role. And I said, well, yeah, okay, I'll do it for the money this time. Because for me was...
Which season is it that you playing?
4.
4?
Yeah. So I say, okay.
Wow, I need to. It was a long time ago, but
Yeah.
I need to check it again. I really like this series. It's really good.
I never
like it.
watched it.
You never watched it? It's good, man.
I
It's
know,
good. It's
but
exciting. It's exciting.
it was not until the moment that I was on the set that I realized it was much bigger than what I ever thought.
It's a very successful show.
And
yeah.
it was one of the scenes I actually filmed was used for the trailer. It was a time that I think at the time I had like 3,000, 2,000 followers of Instagram. They went in one time to 10,000. So I was like, wow.
You got the Mokro Mafia bump. Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes I make mistakes as well.
But were you kind of concerned about the bodyguard role because of typecasting thing, that you would think, oh no, now it's going to attract more of that?
No, I'm not afraid of doing typecasting because I always said, depends on how you look at it. It's a thing that is natural in me, that I don't have to do much effort as an actor because it's all there. To be the bad guy, the drug dealer, the Italian guy, the bodyguard, it's all there, so I don't have to do much effort for that.
That's so funny that you're playing these roles. You're like so nice.
But it's all there.
I'm telling you, when I was checking your stuff, I was like, whoa, this guy's like dark, man. It's gonna be like, whoa, okay, I need to. And then I come, it's like this.
No, but that's also a reason why sometimes I choose what I want to do. Sometimes I want to try something different that take me further, that gives me a different experience. I don't want to play all the time the bodyguard, but it's something that is there. I'm not afraid to do it because it's something natural. I don't have to do much effort to do it. But I do want to go for roles that I have to put an effort to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, because you want to expand yourself.
Exactly.
Basically, you want to expand your horizons. You want to. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it has to eventually comes back to you and knowing yourself better.
Yeah.
Coming in contact with these things, because that's what's so amazing about being able to do what you're doing, is that you can access these emotions in a safe environment.
Yeah.
You don't need
exactly.
You don't need now to go into actual mafia and actual criminals to experience what it is to be a bodyguard.
You don't have to be that. I could be a serial killer.
Yeah.
But I don't have to be one.
It's interesting what, for instance, what Carl Gustav Jung was saying, the psychoanalyst. He was saying about the fact that if we don't let our shadow be expressed, it's going to control us. It's going to actually steer the things in the background. It's going to push us towards accepting and acknowledging it, but it's going to come out in a very clumsy and aggressive way. And I can imagine that when you're doing these type of things, like you said, I can be a serial killer, I can be a rapist, I can be I don't know, a human trafficker.
It comes to when we were children, and say, let's play. I will be the captain, you will be the soldier.
Yeah.
And then the children, they believe it and they play it, and you see playing, and that's the captain and that's the soldier.
Yeah.
And when we grow up, we create all kind of barriers and say, oh no, they're going to think I'm stupid. I cannot do that. That's not me. But then you use different techniques.
Yeah.
Coming back to when I said that I cannot cry in my real life, the first time I won an award for Best Actor was in a film in French where my character breaks and cry, and the second time in the US as well. So it is to create that illusion that you as a viewer would believe, to make you feel something, and that's the way you tell the story.
Yeah, I always admire it, the just the amount of work that is being put into something like this, and into, because it's a lot of research. What you just said, it's a lot of physical, mental, psychological research
and human knowledge as well.
Exactly.
Knowing how we work.
Exactly. Do you feel that? I mean, it's a trivial question, but do you feel that being an actor on that level made you realize humans better?
Certain parts, yes. For example, we were talking before that you have to understand that it's not about me, but it's about you. Makes you think differently.
Yeah.
I know a lot of actors that they are kind of arrogant and said, I am the actor. And then you realize, well, it's not about you, bitch. It's about the other person.
I like the bitch on it. Well,
No, but
yeah.
it is like that. And then you realize, okay, well, then why should I behave myself like a diva when we are here to tell a story, for example?
Yeah, exactly, and that's where maturity comes.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. The mature aspect of
But
understanding.
that's also something I learned. And nobody told me that. I had to learn it myself.
And that's just through experience, being on the field, doing it in and out, like day in, day out.
Yeah. In the theater school, they don't tell you that.
Why do you think they don't tell you that? Why is the...
I don't know. Well, I don't know if they do it at this time. They didn't when I was at theater school.
Yeah. What do you think of AI coming into filmmaking now? Because that's pretty scary, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. I had an agency because I'm still at this age. I work as a model, and it's a model agency, and they asked me actually if they could use my pictures through AI to sell it to different companies, and said, okay, you don't get the paid for the work because they're just using the pictures, but you get paid as a buyout.
As a buyout, so...
Buyout means, for example, when if I work for if I do a commercial for a yogurt, and then another company that wants me to play for a yogurt as well, they will say, oh no, you are already the face for that product, so I cannot. For about a year, I cannot hire you, let's say. So they pay you a buyout for that as a compensation for the time that you cannot work for a competitor.
Okay, so like exclusivity.
Exactly.
Yeah, like...
So, and I said no. I was scared as well. I don't want that my pictures they're just manipulated and spread somewhere else. I don't know. And with the films, I don't know. It's so very new. I don't know if they're going to replace actors or maybe extras. I don't know, but it's kind of scary.
I mean, I heard about Tyler Perry. He was building a studio for like $800 or $900 million, and he had to cut it in the middle because he saw what Sola is doing, and he saw what ChatGPT and all these AI companies, and he was like, "This is going to tank us. I can't do this." And then I also. Afterwards, he was saying that basically you will have everything filled up, like all the extras, all the character of a dad, a character of a priest, but like what you said, they're going to be filled up with AI, and you'll have basically the star, their likings, and then they're going to just spread out the whole film in that way.
I also heard about that.
This is
it's crazy,
it's
right?
scary, yeah.
Yeah, this is scary.
I find it scary because maybe production value would really, become nothing, but at the same time, people need to eat, people need to work, people need to have self-determination to be able to do what they want. If all of a sudden you get I can just imagine you get a call from your agent, "Hey, Gustavo, I'm sorry, but they actually went with a AI prompt instead of." Do you think that needs to be laws or legislation protecting actors?
Yeah,
or
I think so.
creators?
Definitely. Yeah, it's something new. I'm actually playing in a movie in Belgium where we're using the subject. And I also for me was very scared the first time that I asked AI, what do you know about Gustavo Ruben Valenzuela? And they told me all the information that it was out there in the internet. So they knew. And then when I said, thank you very much, they said, you're welcome, and I wish you a lot of luck with your career. So I said, the computer knows who I am as well, and he knows I'm talking to you. So that was scary for me. And the whole thing that come in the future is also quite scary.
Yeah, of course. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the revolution of Napster in the beginning. You remember?
I remember.
It was like 20 plus years ago. I remember I was like in high school.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, and we would download like Metallica, and we would download like, it was like, oh my God, look at this, this is amazing, and then if you fast forward to what it is right now, streaming is just so integral of how it is from every type of content consumption. So it kind of reminds me of that at some point you can just make like
a regulation.
You would have to make you would have to do some regulations. You would have to basically also kind of gatekeep what is happening. Look, what is happening right now with streaming services is also problematic. I mean, in the sense of, we had Mason here that was talking about it, and also Bindu that was talking about it. It's a lawyer, and Mason is an artist, and he sits in the board of Boomastema, and he was talking about the fact that you have 160,000 tracks being uploaded per day. So people are complaining about the fact that Spotify is not paying enough. At the same time, the market is oversaturated because it's really easy right now to create content or to create music, and it's really easy to just upload it. So I wonder if this is also going to happen to film, in that sense, that people will just be able to create entire feature films in their home without the usage of any real actor, any script, any this, and all of a sudden they upload it, they sell it to Netflix, and all of a sudden you have a full AI film that you can't really tell the difference. And we're talking right now, there are moments and I'm like, is this AI or is this within 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's going to be unrecognizable to what it is right now. And then it's going to saturate the market. And we need gatekeepers for that. We need gatekeepers because it's going to tank industries completely. If Tyler Perry is deciding, I'm going to cut it, or such an influential character, so powerful, saying, hey, this is going to hurt us.
But I think or I hope as well that would happen.
The regulation of it. Something. It's always well. It's not always, but it's a very common trait with us, with people. It needs to get really bad before it becomes very good.
That is going to happen as well. It's happening with music as well. I already listened some tracks. Completely AI, and I think, well, they're not that bad even.
I mean, we were playing with it, and I have kids, and I was playing it to my son, and he started crying because it was so emotional for him, the song, and it took us 3 minutes to make it. And when I hear it as a producer, I'm like, this will take me a long time to do this. I mean, really, with a singer and a guitar and the effects and mixing and mastering and this. And I was like,
it goes so fast.
It was industry grade level already within just a few minutes. And that scared me. I was really like, whoa, the voice. It was a voice of a woman that was singing. And you have now also, you have these plugins or applications. You can just put it in your digital audio workstation where you produce, and you can just write a text, you can decide the lines, and you have a singer. That's it. And it sounds pretty good. So I can't imagine how it will sound in 2-3 years where it's going to be completely undetectable.
Because that scene is really learning a lot from us when every time we ask things.
We are feeding it. That's what's so funny about it. It's kind of like we are we are feeding the beast that will consume us eventually. We have created this godlike technology that eventually, maybe, I don't know, will replace us or get to a point that we can't be without it. Have you ever lost your phone?
Yes.
How was that?
I lost everything.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
That feeling.
It's a feeling of, I need to, I can get water. It's like I
cannot even remember the name, the number to call someone.
Yeah, exactly. While actually I remember as a kid, I could remember 100 numbers like this. I would just
Yeah.
And because all of a sudden the bandwidth just changed,
Yeah.
completely changed. It's like
I cannot live without the phone. I work with my phone all the time. So
it's like a part of us. We actually do. It's kind of like, I mean, maybe it sounds big, but we are kind of like the beginning of cyborgs.
Yeah.
You know, that's extension of us.
Yeah.
You know, just a matter of time until it becomes that thing.
Yeah,
becomes
and
obsolete.
I think it's going to happen. And
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't know if I'm going to be alive at the time, but it will happen. Yeah.
I mean, you're 59 now, right?
60.
60.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, you look great, man.
Thank you.
No kids. You have kids?
No. No.
I'm actually 18. No, I'm kidding.
Are you real or are you AI?
Did you ever think about directing yourself?
Yes, I haven't done it, but I'm thinking about it. I think every actor is a potential director, but I still like to play a lot in front of the camera rather than behind. But I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, do you think of at some point doing it? Like
Maybe, but I'm not sure.
What is stopping you, if I may ask?
That I still like to work in front of the camera. Yeah,
still
more.
do that. But you can do both, right? I mean, Ben Stiller, for instance, is doing both, I guess,
Yes.
right?
But I also, even when I have written some stories, I first of all, I didn't think that the stories were really great to release them. But I also think that the whole process is very stressful, and it's a lot of work to produce your own film. I know actors that they do it all the time. I prefer not to. I still like to work in front of the camera the most than to produce my own film.
Could you tell me of your worst experience? You don't have to mention names.
No.
It's good for students. It's good for people that are listening to it that are like in the beginning of their path, to listen to someone who is so seasoned in it and has so much experience. Of course, don't mention names. It's all good.
My worst experience was with the feature film. I had to do it was a live audition, so it was paid and everything. So I went to do the audition, and it went very well, just like a normal audition. But there was a part of the script where my character has to rape a girl, not a little girl, but just a girl, against a tree in the forest or something. So the director wanted me especially to show him how we would do that. Not with the actress, but just myself, how I would rape someone against a tree. And that was super awkward, but I said, okay, you're a guy, you're not a woman, so just do it, because I wanted the role, and it's a paid role, so just do it. Okay, that was in my mind. And you have that voice, this is wrong, red flag, no, shut up, I'll do it, just do it. So I did it, but apparently I didn't do it the way he wanted me to do it. So he came behind me to show me how to do it. And that was super awkward. It was very uncomfortable. And at a certain point I said, okay, we stopped. And then I went home.
But without consent, he did it. Oh.
So I went home and I thought, shit, this went too far. You shouldn't have done that. Okay, and again the boys, and okay, it's done, just forget it. And then I got a call that I got the role. And then I said, no, I'm not going to do it because of this, and this.
Because of the director and his behavior. Do you think that if he actually put normal boundaries, or like ask you, can I do this, and can I actually show you, would it have been different? Or because from what I understand, he just forced
probably
himself?
would have step out and just do it yourself.
Yeah. Did he just force himself on you in that sense?
No. He just was behind me and
yeah, but I mean,
doing the scene that he was like raping me.
Okay, but like he didn't warn you that he's gonna do it.
No.
Oh my God.
He just said, "No, I'll show you." He said, and
no, I'll show you, and then you're already in it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's pretty much rape, actually.
Yeah. it was. I don't think it will happen very easily now because there are much more things arranged for that. You have an intimacy coach and everything when you are doing that kind of things. But at the time, there weren't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a horrible experience.
So there are people on set that are checking that everything is okay and people feel safe.
When you have an intimate scene, for example, I play a part for a Dutch documentary, Het Verhaal van Amsterdam. And then I was a Portuguese guy from the market and was in bed with a prostitute, and she will steal something when I went to the kitchen to get some wine. And then I was cast to do a naked scene, so I will just get out the bed and walk to the kitchen to get some wine, and the camera will film my ass, let's say. But because it was an intimacy coach that was working with us, she said, well, would you feel more comfortable with a long shirt that at the time people were using to sleep? I said, yeah, perfect. So for that kind of things. And we also did some exercise to get comfortable with the girl who was playing with me.
Yeah. So when was this introduced into the industry? Like
not so long ago. I was when it happened all this with me too, especially with I think it started in an agency that was what's the name of the old Post Castellane? I don't remember. Was one of the major agencies in Holland. There was a problem with the live audition and people suggesting things during the audition that went public, and then it was a big scandal. Okay. And from that moment, they started to work with the coaches.
Yeah, I can imagine, because it's it's very, very intimate, very fragile, and people can feel used quickly or uncomfortable. Like the story that you said,
you can come to very strange situations where
where
you don't feel comfortable with.
Exactly, and then you need to have someone. I can imagine you can just go and be like...
It wouldn't happen to me now, because when there is something I don't feel comfortable with, I just, no, I'm not doing that. But at the time,
Yeah, at the time, it's also, I can imagine... how long ago did it happen with that director?
I don't know, but it was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah, so maybe 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, so I can imagine also that... you were in a different place of your career, and you were like, I need this. You know?
Exactly.
It happens so much in our industry.
It's when you wanted to do everything. At the beginning, you want to do everything. And then you realize, okay, no, there are some things I shouldn't do.
Yeah, exactly. You say
yes. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, you say yes to everything, and you say no to your own boundaries, actually, in that sense, So it can be...
I think it's very difficult to learn to say no. But once you learn it, you're fine with it.
Yeah. I think it's also difficult because the fear of missing out, the FOMO, that is very, very strong in all, podium kunst, like industries of stage or camera, because we're really afraid to miss out that opportunity. Yeah. And then, unfortunately, you do have predatory people in positions of power that are just interested in getting their way, regardless of how the person feels.
Yeah. There is a lot of scam.
A lot of that, and I think it's getting better. You're always going to have these bad apples, but I think it's getting better also with more awareness that is happening now, especially with. So of course, it also goes to the other way, that it becomes hyperbolic and people are using this to cancel others or to. The Johnny Depp story is a great story of that. I guess there was also the Jason Baldoni guy with Ryan Reynolds. It's also a scandal that happened, and but eventually truth comes out, and eventually people are actually being protected in that sense. Do you feel that you have imposter syndrome sometimes?
What I have?
Imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome in the sense of that people will know that you're not that good. That what I mean with that is that imposter syndrome being...
Yeah, I think I understand what you mean.
Yeah, that it's kind of like this feeling of this is too good to be true. I mean, this can't be. I mean, I'm fooling everybody here with what I'm doing. This is you're all gonna find out tomorrow that I'm not that good, and then
First of all, I don't consider myself that good to start with. No, I know that I know what I can do, and I consider myself professional, but I don't think I'm one of the best actors. No, no.
So it's like you're just accepting shortcomings of yourself, and you're saying like, okay, it's what it is, or
No, I don't put myself down, but I don't put myself up there. I just try to keep it real. I know what I can do, and I have a very good idea of what I'm capable of, and I just don't put, or I try not to put myself on a pedestal. Never.
I understand that, yeah. And what would be your advice to young actors starting their career now? They got out of school, they're running after auditions, they want
Never
that role.
stop learning, never, because you always learn new things, and never give up your dreams. Just go for it. You're going to receive like, I don't know, 99 times no. Sorry.
Yeah,
And then for that time that they say yes, just do your best.
exactly. So rejection is such an integral part
Yes.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, and it's never personal, I guess, right? This is what you want to say. The rejection, or is it personal?
It's never personal, but it is one of the most hardest things because you always take it personal. You want the job. You are if you did an audition, for example, you are convinced that you can do it. So when they say no, it's like, yeah, shit. And then you always think, oh, okay, maybe I should have done that, or maybe I shouldn't have said that, or I wasn't that good, maybe. But then you realize at a certain point, okay, it was just an audition. My agent from the UK, she told me, I was complaining to her a little bit and said, well, when you do an audition, not always you hear something. Sometimes, many times you don't hear anything, and then you have to assume, okay, they choose for somebody else. But she said, no, do the audition and just let it go. Let it go, forget about it, go to the next one. When it comes back, it's fine, it's perfect, it's good. When it doesn't come back, just forget about it, go to the next one. And that's also a very difficult process because you put a lot of effort and a lot of in an audition, and just to let it go, it's like no.
It reminds me of mandala paintings of Buddhist monks. It's not paintings; it's actually drawing in sand.
Yeah.
They create these amazing
Yeah.
pieces of art from colored sand,
Yeah.
and then when they finished,
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
toss it away because it's not about actually enjoying. For them, at least, from
It's
my
about
understanding,
what you create.
it's about the journey of creation,
journey.
and it's not about the result of
Yeah.
it. It's not for you to just sit and admire. Don't touch it,
Yeah.
because of what I did. It's
Yeah.
I finished it.
Yeah.
And
But
then
that's
do it
very
again.
difficult to do. To let it go.
I mean, it's so. I think for all of us, it's just, when I'm trying to get that gig, or I'm trying to get that project, I'm trying to get this, and I'm waiting for that answer back, and it's like,
You know that I kept, not all of them, but I kept in my computer a lot of auditions that I've seen, the self-tapes and everything. And I was looking at them because I was looking for something else. And then I realized, well, some of them, they have become. And then I have, this is what I did in the audition, and this is the end result. But a lot of them, they never become. And a lot of them I never hear again. And that process to letting go is very difficult. I still have them there. I don't know why, but to just delete it and say it never happened is difficult.
I think maybe it's the letting go is more of the expectation of, okay, I want to be reciprocated. Like, I did this, I need to get something back. But it's more, you did this, you did that thing out of purity also, of the craft, purity of the love that you have for that thing. And whatever comes back from it, that doesn't matter. The fact that you did it matters.
Yeah.
So that's why if you delete it, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
because then you, it's almost like deleting a part of your process.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, if I wouldn't go into music, I think I would have gone to film. You know, I had to choose. It's just,
it's not too late.
I know
you look great,
Joao
much younger.
Yeah, Joao still tells me. I mean, we directed one thing, and he's like, "You're a natural. You need to do this." You know, but I'm like, "How do I get into it?"
What is stopping you?
I guess because I'm not a part of. I don't know the scene. You know, I'm so embedded in the music scene that could be that I'm projecting, that I think, oh, I need to be really like a part of it, and I need to have some people need to know me, and you know, in the music scene, people know me. I've released a lot of albums. It's like
is they unknown?
Yeah, it's like I'm I'm here.
Yeah.
But with film, it's like, hey, what? You're a musician. You're gonna do now a film. Like, what are you talking about? And my wife also, she was like, no, you have it in you to make film. You know, and I don't know what is stopping me. It's a good question. I need to think about it.
Start with, my advice to you is start with a workshop. Just do a workshop with somebody, and then you will have like the taste. Is this something I like? And also you will get some ideas how to start with.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good idea, man.
Yeah. Or another idea is in a lot of countries they have the 48 hours. So these filmmakers, they create.
Also here they have it. Right? Yeah.
They get together and in 48 hours they make a film. It's a film competition, but it's for free, so you don't get paid for that. No, nobody gets paid. You're just entering a competition to create a short movie in 48 hours, and that could be a great experience because it's like a boot camp. You have no time as an actor to work in your character. You have to improvise. You have to, the research that you do mostly in yourself, and then you have to act and then see what happens.
I like that pressure cooker. I like the pressure cooker because it's this is
you
what
have
it
to
is.
give 100% of yourself because you don't have time to think about it.
Actually, if I think about it, a drummer called Stefan Franzen called me to play in one of these projects, and we did it really quick. It was like we had 1 hour to record the music. We got it just before, and I was like, okay, we do it. And then I saw it later. It was really cool.
Yeah, because they started on Friday. On Saturday they are filming, and on Sunday they have to. The film has to be ready.
Wow.
So that's maybe something for you.
That's a great idea, huh? Joao, you want to be in? Yeah. You want to be in?
Sure.
We got it. I have it on tape.
I have been in a lot of 48 hours in the past. Yeah.
Wow.
It's fun.
Wow, that's cool. Wow, look at that. See, that's why we do the podcast. If you could sit with yourself, from that you just arrived to Amsterdam, the Gustavo from
33 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With yourself right now, what would be the advice you would give yourself? You could sit with yourself for a cup of coffee, have a own date with yourself. What would be the thing you would tell?
I would have started. I would not give up at the time or think this is never going to happen. I would have started earlier. Just because not because I have any regrets that I didn't started earlier, but I would have had more time. Because not because I think that when you are 60 you don't have enough work. I work full time as an actor, but I would have perhaps more years to live and to do this.
So you would take basically like the leap of faith way earlier in that sense.
Yeah. I would. There was a break in my career in what I wanted to do, my passion. I will tell him, no, don't make that break. Just go further.
Oh, okay. And that break was when you went more into finances and.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What type of finances were you doing? Were you doing like trading and stock?
No. I started to work first in hotels because it was an international environment in the bookkeeping, and then I went to different companies until I reached. I was financial controller of Christie's, the auction house.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And then
cool.
after that, I stopped at certain.
Wow, you were dealing with copious amounts of money then.
Yeah.
In the sense of okay.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool because I also had the opportunity to do. I speak 6 languages, so I had the opportunity to do for on the telephone for clients that they were bidding for paintings and.
6 languages. Which ones?
I speak Spanish with my own language. Then I learn English at school and French. I'm coming from a mixed family, so I learned Italian. Because I was hearing Portuguese, and then later I learned Dutch.
Look at that.
But that's also one of the things. I always wanted to come to Europe, so languages was part of the things that fascinated me.
Absolutely. Yeah, because South America is predominantly Spanish, and then, of course, there's Portuguese in Brazil. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I also wanted to go to Europe. I mean, coming from Israel, it was, of course, it's very Americanized, and we all sound kind of like this when we speak English. But wanting to just wanting to learn another language, wanting to see more cultures.
Me too. I was always fascinated by that.
Yeah, especially also for people that work with arts, you gotta see things. You gotta see where the origins of things, where they're coming from, you know, and how they're built, and why are they ticking the way they're ticking.
Yeah, I was always very, very curious about it, and I think language is a more powerful thing to communicate.
Yeah.
And I use them also to when I'm working. So I love it.
There's a really amazing thing that happens with languages is that when you talk in the native language of the person in front of you, you talk to their heart.
Do you feel that?
If I would speak Spanish to you right now, if my Spanish would be as good as my English, for instance, I think I would speak closer to your heart. Yeah, I think that.
I used to believe that because to tell you a story, for example, when I play in French Intrus, that there was a film where I got 2 awards in the Netherlands and in the US. The director told me, well, we're going to do this film in Spanish because it's your own language and you can express yourself better. I said, no, we're going to do it in French because it's a challenge for me, and I don't think it can add or I can perform less if I do it in French than if I do it in Spanish. So I did it in French. And I used to believe in the past that indeed your own language is where you can express the best, but I don't believe that anymore. I have lived for 33 years in the Netherlands.
What I meant was to the other person.
The other person.
If I speak with you in Spanish, I will speak closer to your heart.
I misunderstood.
That's what I meant, because I saw it with the Dutch, because it took me... I mean, my Dutch is strong, it's very good, and when I speak to Dutch people, and it just, a different person comes out. You know, and then when we speak English, it's like, I need to adjust. So it's not necessarily about you, it's about the other person.
I misunderstood.
No, it's okay. But I saw it also with my wife. I see it with my kids, and that's the beauty of languages also, because the language, you know, it's not just the ability to speak the language, it's the ability to speak the culture also. So also, of course, Spanish coming from Argentina is inherently different than Spanish that's coming from Mexico, for instance, or Spain. In that sense.
From every country, they have differences.
Exactly. The dialect you have. There are like certain words that if I would tell you, it would just trigger like an emotional reaction. The same with food, for instance. The same with, because it's the physical experience of that, of that culture. You know, the food and the language. And that's why also when I came here, at some point I felt like a fraud. I remember I was so harsh towards myself. After 5 years, it was that I was like, I don't feel comfortable that I can't sit and the people need to switch, and that I'm like, that I'm like the Debbie Downer that is like, could you speak English? I'm sorry. It was, of course, and then my parkour in that sense was that I got a job teaching in a music school, and their voorwaarden, how do you say it? Like their agreement was that I have to speak their terms. Sorry, that I have to speak Dutch.
Yeah.
And my Dutch was so bad. I was saying like, ik ben Avishai, ik piano speel. You know, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And then when I started teaching, and especially with kids, they were just hammering the Dutch to me.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of like climb out of it. And now it's very fluent and it's easy and it's going. But I had to go through that process, and I really like it. You know, I really like. I guess, did you have something similar with the languages?
I was very eager to learn Dutch because I say, if I'm going to live here, I want to speak it.
But with all the other languages, I mean, because 6 languages to be proficient in 6 languages. I guess also the Portuguese and Spanish and the French.
They're quite similar. That was easier for
the
me.
Latin and
than Dutch. Dutch was much more difficult.
Yeah, Dutch is the Germanic. It's all of a sudden. It's just it's great, man. What a great podcast. Thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you so much.
Really.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would love to meet you again. I would love to speak to you more, and it really, you gave me a seed that I'm going to
You're also very warm and person to talk to.
Thank you. Thank you. I would our mission together is to be able to have every single, like any person on this seat that will feel comfortable and open up. I think it also has to do with the energy of this place, because Joao's girlfriend, Gwen, she was also in the podcast. She treats people here.
Yeah.
So you have this like...
Yeah, he was telling me.
You have this like feeling of like a womb, you know? Gustavo, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. I felt really comfortable talking to you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah. Would you like to say something to the camera before we finish? Like, you want to plug something? There's a show coming up, or something you want to...
No, I just want to say, if you're an actor and you listen to this podcast and you're starting now, never, ever give up. Just go for it.
Thank you again, Gustavo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us here into the podcast, into the score. You know how it is. Please like, subscribe, and follow us for more. If you don't do it, I'm going to be very sad. Look at me, I'm trying to act not sad.
That's a mask. That's very good.
That's a mask.
Please don't start to cry.
Listen to me. No. No, but thank you again, everybody, for joining us. And we're going to see you at the movie set.